go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, okay. Haribo, Yashamati Nandana, Brajaparana, Haribo.
All right.
Haribo, Jehovah Adonai, Yahweh Jesus Christ. Haribo, Haribo. Rajachana Palana, Ashura Kurana.
Welcome, everybody.
Haribo, Al-Rahim Al-Malik, Al-Muhaymin As-Salam. Haribo, Haribo. Shirata Vallabha, Navanatapa. Haribo, Haribo. Rav Heshat El Shaddai, Eloi Ha-Elohim. Haribo.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Do we have a friend here in Krishna?
Purchase your tracks today.
What a great friend, huh? We just chant his name and we get a good friend. Somebody that's nice to be close to, huh? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Purchase
Krishna
your
Krishna,
tracks
Hare
today.
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Purchase your tracks today.
Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda. I got some new ones today, so I'm going to try them out here a little bit. Krishna, let's get to the new ones. Not that one. Here we go. Hare Krishna. Get to the dance of Krishna. The Afro pop, it's called. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's try another one here. That one we have. Got that one.
Easy music.
Hare Krishna, Gauranga Nityananda.
OGEbeats.com.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's another new one. We'll just try a few out here. See how they work. Can't wait to take them to the streets, man. Hit the road, man. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Slow it down a little bit.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Krishna. Yeah, slower down. Let's slow that way down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, oh my Lord, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare. All right, one more. Let's try this one. Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Purchase your tracks.
Oh, my Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna, Oh my Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Purchase your tracks today.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Purchase your
Krishna,
tracks
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga Nityananda,
Purchase
Shri
your tracks
Krishna
today.
Chaitanya. Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, so let's see here. You know, I had a request today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Yeah, I had a request today. Somebody was asking on TikTok, what is devotion? And this was a devotee, nice person. You know, she was on TikTok and she did some massage stuff with singing bowls and stuff. And she had a devotee name and she was interested. So I thought I'd go over something, you know, like that. And we'll even use what we read this morning here and discuss this. What is devotion? She said, well, what is devotion? Can you imagine? People don't know. And she's a devotee. She actually has a devotee name and everything. She asks, just sincerely, like, what is devotion? Can you explain from your experience? Oh, I like that. It's nice. From your experience. Too loud. Okay, great. We'll lower it a little bit. You know what we'll do? So we'll use a different music here. We'll use this here. Oh, I know how to do this here. Okay. Yeah, the music will dim actually when I talk. So let's see here. think we'll maybe read from Nectar Devotion and explain things. What is devotion? It's good to have the authorized scripture when you talk about these subject matters here. And so this is a book called Nectar of Devotion. And so that just by the title is wonderful, because the nectar of devotion, that shows you there's some kind of taste there, some kind of happiness. Nectar. Everybody, nectar means something really tasty. So there's this devotion has some kind of taste, and a nice taste, a wonderful taste. There's nectar taste, like an ambrosia, type thing. And this is so unknown to most people. These are devotion, taste. What is this? But everything's about taste in the world. We get taste in food. We got taste in knowledge. There's a taste. People become intellectuals. They give their lives to study and all that. Philosophers do philosophy, to what call speculations, about what is the universe, and people come up with theories, and stuff like that. There's a taste in that. So actually, the science of devotion includes understanding what a human being is about. That's part of that science of devotion. Is like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, when I was, until I made this contact here, I never thought about life was about tasting things, even though I was doing it. When I was young, I went to bars and had alcohol, had a taste. I had a buzz, like a nice intoxication, and it felt kind of good. There's a taste in that. And it's a lot of these things in the world. The taste has got some. I hope I'm not too basic for people here, but I'd like to try to help others out, get to know things. Yeah. I don't know. I think I actually learn a lot just from talking about basics too. So. Yeah. So there's taste in everything, and so there's a taste in this energy, the potency called devotion, and this taste is very rarely experienced in this world. Very rare taste, and the reason is because it's a spirit taste. It's a taste of spirit. It's a taste of who we really are. And this is like people in the world, people in the world are looking for happiness, or they're looking to know. Some people, a few of them start to inquire, like, what is this world about? Who am I? What am I here for? See? And so they try to figure it out this way, that way, go on this path, that path, or they suffer a lot from too much, taste in bodily things, become addicted, to alcohol and drugs like this, because there's a taste in it. And at first, it's almost like we're trapped. It tastes good. You can ask a lot of people here, that we're alcoholics. Oh, it seemed really nice, right? You gotta get a nice buzz and everything's beautiful, right? But then there's some downside, There's something, addiction, they call it. And almost like we were trapped, caught in a trap. Like, is life supposed to be like that? Is everything that seems good not really good ultimately? Then you get a beautiful man or woman, a nice, handsome, and everything very sexy, and you think, wow, this is going to be fantastic. And this is going to last forever. This is going to be wonderful. But we all know that there are ups and downs, and sometimes a lot of downs. So nothing's quite as it seems. See, that's for the taste. And all of those tastes I just described are to do with this physical body or emotional body. We actually have an emotional body. It's a body of energy. Anyway, we have emotions. You can consider it like a body. We have a mind, a mental process. We can put knowledge in there and stuff like that. Even the greatest philosophers, like in the Bible, there's this Solomon. Man, was that guy intelligent. He got a boon from, I don't know, demigods or something. God or something gave him a boon to be the most wise person in the world. Man, this guy had so much knowledge. The Queen of Sheba came over and listened to him, and she was really impressed. And he was also like into it. Oh, wow, these people think I'm smart. There's a little ego, false ego there, false identification, like you get a little high from that, a little intoxicated. So he went on with this knowledge and wisdom. He answered all these questions, kind of like Sadhguru, that guy, Sadhguru. It's kind of like that, answer all the questions you may have. And it's kind of like, wow, I really know stuff. But at the end of his life, he says, I'm not really happy from knowing all these things and answering all these questions, getting all this wealth and prestige. It's futile. So we're coming to the point. Going to cut to the chase now. But this energy, this potency of devotion is not like that. See, this potency of devotion is a taste in it. It's a nectar in that. And this is highly unknown to the world at this time. But, we are in a lineage, a spiritual lineage, and we have kind of like the keys to this car. We could say the devotion is like a car. We got the keys. See the keys? Can you see them, anybody? Well, there are keys here, actually, and we have them. And anybody want to try out this car a little bit? See how it runs? It's like a Ferrari, Maserati, really fast and very beautiful. And man, what a ride. Smooth. Well, it smooths out because she's, you got to get that. You got to learn how to drive this car. See? So devotion, a little analogy. So devotion is special. I'm going to make this a part one because I just barely got like an introduction just to get a sense of it. It's impossible to describe this devotion unless there's an empowerment. So I kind of powered up for this chanting, this singing, and it's giving me some, ability now to give some some cohesiveness to this devotion. Yeah. So it's the potency, and it has a taste to it, this devotion. It's wonderful. And this taste lasts. And it gives an experience of where you become, you get like a new kind of intelligence, a new kind of feeling, emotions, happiness. And it's the kind of happiness you may read about that saints have. They go into rapturous states, really ecstatic states, blissful states. These are words that are not used by humanity at this time much, because people don't know states of bliss, ecstasy, more ecstasy, and raptures, and devotion, and trance, and samadhis. And this is forthcoming now. And we're lucky, and I feel very fortunate to be a part of this, bringing this content in this world, this information about the nectar of devotion. Okay, so this is part one. Now part two. I'm going to chop this up and put it on TikTok. 10-minute segments you get. So part two, okay, so that's the title. We just got through the title. Could you imagine just getting through the title? There's a lot to say. Okay, so let's go into the characteristics of pure devotional service. Actually, I think I did one on that. Well, I'll do it again because it's so nice. So there's 6 identifiable characteristics, and there are actually many, many more. But we'll just go over and discuss these characteristics. And from Prabhupada speaks from his experience and other devotees. I'll speak from my experience. And because after you see his experiences and what he talks about, you'll see they're the same. Because devotion is devotion. And if you're really got that potency, it has these kinds of characteristics. That's why as a teacher, I'm teaching this science of devotion the people that are picking it up and are getting it, they also have similar feelings like, wow, this makes me feel really free. So, for example, characteristic 1, pure devotional service automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. See, as we talked about, taste. See, now there's a word there, transcendental. See, usually people just talk pleasure. Oh, this is really pleasurable. But where you hear the word transcendental pleasure? Now, this is a new word to the vocabulary of humankind, actually. This you get in this lineage here, this kind of understanding, because there's a happiness or a pleasure, a taste that transcends the human body, the human emotions, and the human intellect. See? This is this devotion. See? And the ability is in everybody. We have, especially human beings. In human beings, we have the capability to awaken to this plane of existence, of tasting this nectar of devotion. Okay? As it's the beginning. You hear that? This is a verse here. Automatically. So when you get this potency, which is carried in a disciplic line, and there's some purification that to get to that stage, because we have a lot of coverings that are covering that up. It's just dormant inside everybody, but there's all these coverings from another subject we'll talk about, Maya, illusion. And most of us are embedded in this illusion. So that has to be uncovered. It's like take the wrapper off, man, to get to the candy. The candy is the devotion. So we're taking the wrapper off, And so now the candy is this devotion. And many of the people coming here in our little Sangha here, we do every day, they've taken the wrapper off and they're eating the candy right in front of the world, teaching, man, this candy's really good. Anybody want some? Okay? It puts you automatically in transcendental pleasure. So when a person gets the wrapper off, and which is part of the process here, an incidental part of the process, then you just engage in what's called pure devotional activities, starting with chanting the holy name. And all of a sudden you're tasting the candy, and my goodness, what a taste. It's so good, people, you become overflowing with this nectar, this pleasure, this trend. Automatically, when you can taste the nectar in the holy name, you're flooded with this ecstasy, this bliss. This, words ananda, that's another good word, man, that nobody's ever heard. See? So this is another thing. So that's coming here and associating here. This is like a very rare place. It's like you found gold, Can you imagine you go and you find a gold mine and the nuggets, you don't have to even dig for them much. They're just right there on the surface and you know what gold is. But if you don't know what gold is, you can pass the place where the mine is and you don't see the gold laying all around or in that particular place. It's like here. See, we have this kind of gold, and this gold is eternal. This is the real treasure. This is treasure of what people call God. This is the treasure of God is this devotion, and these are like gold nuggets, and they're easy to access. All you have to do is understand what is gold, and so this is. This whole book is describing this nectar of devotion and how to ascertain what it is and its value. So one value is, it puts you in this transcendental pleasure. And once you experience that, now you know what is real. This pleasure, if you continue to cultivate it, will grow more and more and more when you follow the process. Okay? That's why some of the beginners here, I try to tell them, the ones who stay beginners for a long time, the process is Guru Tattva. You got to learn that, man. The ones who are getting through here understand that subject, and the Lord rewards them with tasting the nectar devotion. The unsteady ones, they're not clear about that basic thing a little bit, and they're in another grade, kindergarten or first grade. Okay? So you just got to know, what is your study? See, you can't jump. See, people sometimes say, "Oh, I'll jump over." I don't. What do I need guru for? What do I need an instructor for? Right? They think, I'm good. Or I go back to Prabhupada. See, Prabhupada was the previous instructor, and he instructed certain level of the schooling. Right? We teach another level, and people, well, I'll just go back to that level. And the teacher's not really there to talk to you, right? You can't say anything to you, so you can make up whatever you want and say and put it on that previous teacher. Oh yeah, Prabhupada, just wanted me to not have any other teachers or any other instruction, just my own mind and my own understanding at this time, or whatever teacher you have. See, you can speculate all this. And so we have some people like that, maybe like that here. But actually, we have a lot of people that aren't like that, which is kind of phenomenal, and you can tell they're rewarded with being able to taste this nectar devotion. So one of the principles to enter this kingdom of devotion, it's like a kingdom, man, it's a palace, and is understanding this Guru Tattva, the process to get in. You need a guide, an instructor, and they have a teaching. And if you don't have this nectar of devotion, you have to submit and say, well, yeah, let me learn about it because I don't have it. This person has it. They're like a big brother and advanced in it. Let me learn the process. Okay, so that's part of this devotional potency. You can't just go in the way you speculate or any old way. You got to follow the process. The process is taught in the lineage. And the first part of the process is you need a guru. Otherwise, you won't be able to. It's like you go in, there's a treasure in the jungle, right? There's a treasure in the jungle. And you got to get through the jungle to get to the treasure, right? You need a guide that's been through the jungle and attained the treasure and to guide you through the jungle, because there's tigers and there's snakes there. And if you take the assistance of the guide, you'll make it. You're more likely to make it. Well, it's actually, if you really follow really well, you will make it. If you don't, well, you probably won't get the treasure, because there's some snake here, some subtle potency, some demons, some ghosts, so, all kinds of stuff. Politicians, liars, cheaters. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on in this Maya. Will stop you. There's a lot of things that seem to be something, but they're not what you think they are. Oh, there's so much of that going on in this world. So much. So if you want to experience transcendental pleasure, which I love and people come in here do too, you can come learn, follow the process, trust the process. So I'm going to skip a little bit to just some relative thing. So pure devotional service is rarely achieved. So this nectar devotion is, now we have another term here. This pure devotional service, see, there's devotion and service. And so how that is manifested here is through chanting the names of these mantras. These mantras represent that stage of devotion and manifest that devotion in your heart. It's very pure, very purifying. It's automatically you get this transcendental pleasure. Okay? And automatically, let's see what else. Oh, and it's rarely achieved. See, it's rarely achieved because it's not often taught in this world, and there's reasons. Well, part 2s and 3s and 4s, we can get into that later. But it's rarely achieved unless you come in a lineage, and when this is actually being taught and through the lineage by experienced persons that are tasting this nectar. And if you see people tasting this nectar devotion, you'll see it's kind of odd. They look a little different than other people in the world. They're in these stages of samadhi and ecstasy and rapture that makes them like shout sometimes and cry and laugh like madmen and mad women. But it's beautiful. It's actually the inner experience of that person. They're in a level of transcendental pleasure and happiness unknown to most of mankind. You can look at it like shamans. In the world, people in the village, they go to a shaman they go into these extraordinary samadhi states, and they look very odd. They start laughing and all kinds of weird stuff. And when they they speak to you, it's sometimes hard to understand what they're talking about because they're so deep. Okay? Well, anyway, that's what happens when you find a teacher and some good students, with that teacher, because they're enjoying and relishing that stage of transcendental pleasure. See, so on TikTok, we'll put up more videos of the chanting and ecstatic devotees and the beauty of it, and teach the world. I mean, people need now. It's being given to teach the world this nectar of devotion, this wonderful state and stage of evolved consciousness to the furthest limits. There's nowhere else to go. Nothing beyond this, other than deeper into it forever. Okay? It's the purpose of life universally for everyone. It's the end all and be all of any good thing, any treasure that you could want to have in this world. So that's part 2. No problem there, Lolita. You're back. That's part 2. Part 3 is more of the glories of this nectar of devotion, or pure devotional service. Pure devotional service is rarely achieved. In other words, you can chant these mantras, these names, and they call pastimes of Krishna or Lord Ram or somebody else, a lineage are believing in and worshiping and chanting their names. And when you're in the effective stage, you feel ecstatic feelings just shoot up, literally into your heart. It's just like a bolt of lightning, man. Suddenly, spontaneously, and they're more than wonderful. And you can look at the people's faces that are experiencing devotion. You can see they may cry, they may laugh, all these things, but inside there's an inner shine, a bliss that comes out. So you could study that and see. Okay, next quality. So pure devotional service is the only means to attract Krishna. Okay, let's talk the lingo of the universal world. Pure devotional service. This pure devotional service is the only means to attract God. That's another name for Krishna. Another name. Pure devotional service is the only way to attract the Great Spirit. Have you ever seen American Indians? They have fabulous. If you look at their realizations, they're really good. See, they've attracted that Great Spirit to help them. Without that helper, you cannot understand these deep things. Same thing with Christians. Those who have transcended the religious Jesus preached in the world, and and know the Spirit Jesus, who came to teach real truth and real spirit, and they have that connection. Hey, then I forgot where I was going with this. Let me see. The only means to, and so this attracting Christ, God, Krishna, Ram, Shiva, these pure beings who many people consider them gods, but the real God, the true God, because if you're in touch with the source, the true source, this is its style. You have transcendental pleasure. You have the deepest understanding of life. Okay? And you attract that source to live with you. You live, this is where that verse in this Bhagavad Gita says, the whole universe, all beings are in me, but I'm not in them. But you become one of those few persons that attract the Lord because of pure devotional service, that Krishna or that God manifests inside your heart. And you are raised to the spiritual platform of consciousness to live there forever, even here. We've proven this. It works. This is experiential here. It's not a bunch of talk. A bunch of talk is in religions. All they do is blah, 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 God, and pious, and all this, teach you these different things. But most of the religious leaders and teachers that I've seen are usually not experienced of this devotional potency. It's very pure, very purifying, very rarely achieved, but we got it. What can I say? We're just really fortunate, and we want to share that good fortune to others. We want to share our goal with others. See, that's how good it is. That's how rich you become. To me, to people that get this, they wouldn't trade $1 billion for this taste and the nectar of devotion. They would not trade it. And they're so rich in this, as you go deeper into this, they want to share it with others. And they have the ability. Anybody who comes here and learns about the nectar of devotion and this pure devotional path can learn, can taste this nectar themselves, just like I do and my friends do, many of them. You all can get this. It's wonderful. So come to our Sadhu Sangha satsangs every day and learn about this nectar and follow the process, and you'll get it. Exactly. Great, Lolita. As always associate with the blissful one. Now we have to say blissful ones. You know how in the Matrix there was the one. It was only Neo. But we make the ones. Come here, we'll make you a one. One of the ones. Boy, I'm getting three TikTok videos right in a row, man, because you only got 10 minutes. You can only make 10-minute segments. I should be timing these things. So those in pure devotional service deride even the conception of liberation. Yeah, so usually in the world, people think salvation or liberation, which is the same thing, really. You're liberated from misery, right? They think the greatest thing in life after you've enjoyed all this stuff in the world that is not as good as it seemed, and you got the other side of the result, the pain of it and been burnt out on too much enjoyment and all that, people start thinking of liberation and salvation. How can I do that? And they think, oh, let's go to Jesus, or let's go to yoga. See, different methods, to attain salvation. They want salvation. But this pure devotional service that we're teaching this lineage derides. See, what's the word? Is it derides? Yeah, isn't that interesting, the word? Derides. See, deride mean make the highest truth revealed and distinguish it from lesser things, like liberation even. Now that's a pretty high distinction, isn't it? Distinguish it from religion or Vaidhi Bhakti, regulative devotional service. See, we make these distinctions so people can, it bridges them over here. You could be a liberated soul following that path, and then you realize, you hear this message, and if somehow or other you're touched from within, oh, wow, I found there's something better than what I've got. I didn't know that. And you're open, and boom, you can come here. If you're a Christian, you followed the path of salvation, with Jesus, and you hear this message, which you think, wow, this seems to include even Jesus in his teaching. Let me go check this out. See, and you can learn. Or you're in the world and you're just suffering because confused by politicians, and your doctors, you thought they were really going to really help you. And a lot of times the big pharma, and they just load you up on pills with poisons and, all kinds of weird stuff going on in this world. And you're tired of it. And somehow you stumble across this message about the nectar of pure devotion, and there's an eternal happiness, and it's not a pie in the sky religious thing. You can actually experience it here. And you think, well, let me check it out. And you do the 30-day challenge. If you really want to know the truth, spend 30 days and let's see if we can give you enough content and information and experience by being in this association that you'll see what we say is very true. Not to lie to you or cheat you in it. No, give you real solid devotional science. You can apply it and see from your own results if this is good for you, if this is wonderful, and like what we're saying and sharing. Okay, we're going to open this up to comments. I've reached the end of what I can do and say. So, anybody want to say anything?
Well, yeah, if people come here, they will receive that seed of devotion so they can experience it themselves. That actually you really need to develop that devotion by the mercy of a bona fide spiritual master, by the mercy of the one who planted that seed, who is the representative of the Lord. And you can discover what real Krishna consciousness means, becoming conscious of Krishna, really becoming conscious and actually say, yes, now I attain the goal of my life, because you experience that this is the goal of your life. You experience the highest thing you can imagine. Yeah, this process is just fantastic. It's a real nice growing process in which you discover Srimati Radharani, in which you discover Krishna, in which you get real help from Srimati Radharani herself to develop your devotion for Krishna. Real help, real assistance, explanations. This is not a dry thing like you read in the books. This is real life with Krishna, really becoming an associate of the Lord. Really, who can imagine this? What more can you desire than become an associate of the Lord? What more can you desire, man? Yeah, receiving an eternal life and being conscious of that, and it's the nicest thing that there is.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes.
It's so true.
It's so true.
How about you, Ranga? You want to share anything?
You've got to unmute your mic.
Hello, I'm here.
Hey, there he is.
Yes, I
No, go ahead. Yeah, nobody's saying anything. It must be you, feedback.
must be. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Just go and get this guy open. Good. Right. Okay. Well, I've been sitting here listening to what you've been saying all the time, and it's all very good. You're giving the right. You're giving the right information Hello.
Everything's good. We see you and hear you. Keep
Yeah, you're
going.
giving the right information to the right people. The trouble is that the trouble is with ourselves. Yeah, the trouble is with ourselves because we don't. In my own case, I didn't take it as gospel. I always thought I knew better. Come on.
Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. So it was because a few I don't know how long ago, but it was a while ago that I decided that I would do everything that God already said. And because I've been doing everything that God already said, I have become much more teachable from the scriptures and hearing things and knowing that it's my fault in the first place by trying to getting this program on my side rather than me getting on the side of the program.
Mm.
So when I got on the side of the program, I became a bird that could fly anywhere. Way! I became amenable. And when people said things to me, my first reaction, of course, was to go, "You stupid bastard!"
Yeah. Yeah.
But then my second reaction was to think, well, are these stupid bastards saying anything that I can use?
Yeah, this is the path of hearing, where you just hear and learn. And the biggest obstacle when people they hold tightly to what they believe is better or the more right, even though it didn't serve them well before. I mean, like a lot of people say, I believed in you and all that. I said, well, what are you really believing in? You're believing in what I believe in. I believe in these scriptures. The Lord makes a devotee. If a devotee is really empowered, those scriptures will be blessed by the Lord and promote blessings in this world. That's what intimacy with God does in a more mature devotee, the big brother. And that's what it's about. And if you think you know better and all that, there's a problem. Go ahead there, Lalita.
Well, believing in the Vrindavan Prema Guru is believing that he will bring you to Vrindavan by giving you prem, and that's what you are doing. That's the Guru you are. You're not the Guru who is solving our material problems. That's not your order.
Yeah.
Prabhupada did not give you the order to solve all our material problems. He gave you
I
the
actually, I
to
told
show the
somebody that
symptoms of
today.
ecstatic love.
That's what I told him. Actually, I told this person that hey, man, I come here to awaken you. You got Krishna now. Now it's up to you. I mean, you got to deal with your ball and chain. Your ball and chain is your past, man. Just deal with it. I don't know how you do it. Go to therapy, go to whatever you need, or talk to the devotees. Maybe pray to God. Do whatever you can. God will help you. Now you got Him. Grab on the rope here. Keep hearing and chanting and everything, and that's the rope. And the Lord will pull you out of all of that. So it's a great time to develop your faith. So I didn't feel like released from this thing because they try and make me their counselor and that I got every material problem they had from their own karma. I have to solve it. And then they don't even usually want it solved yet because they're getting some life from it. So I think, okay, well, you just deal with that. I'm just here, to awaken your devotion, your prema, and that's my job. I have a job. I'm not here to be a psychologist. Maybe a little bit, but not, like, full-time psychologist when people are having problems, material problems with their minds because of the past and traumas. Go to go to people that I can't do everybody's service. I have to do my own service, and I can do things that others can't do, and others can do things that I can't do. It's just the way the world is. God has many servants. But I like this prema job. I think it's really important. The harvest is plentiful and the workers are few right now. So somebody's got to do this job. I can't be bogged down by psychological problems of people that I can't really deal. All I do is get drained, just my energy will be gone from that. I'll be so disinspired. Yeah. I'm here to help people understand, like, just keep taking shelter of the name and pastimes. You got the potency. Stay around Sadhu Sangha, stay around the devotees, and get purified. And there's going to be stuff coming up. You got some false ego identifications, but what to do, people just look at the Christians. There are a lot of ecstatic Christians. My God, they still got problems. I think we, as a whole, have much less problems than many of these ecstatic Christians I meet. They have more confusions. We have more knowledge than them. We have ecstasy. We know about Ras. We know what is salvation. Even they kind of mix everything together: salvation and love of God, and he being a great healer, for name, and all this stuff is kind of mixed in. So this is all sorted out here. I mean, this is a very kind of a rare thing happening in this world. Yeah, go ahead there, Lily.
The spirit is there with those ecstatic Christians, but they don't have the knowledge. They don't have
the knowledge. Yeah.
They don't accept what Prabhupada brought, and we need that. We need that mix of spirit and the Shastras, and then somebody who knows it all and who is ecstatic enough. And Bhagavad Gita 10:10 Guru, Bhaktivedanta one. What the Christians know is not enough. They can't grow. It's limited because they they only have one book. Although
well, you see, that's the idea of Shiksha Guru. See, even they don't know that concept. And so they stay with their peers. So, like, say you come to the ecstatic Madhyam platform, you have an awakening, love of Christ. It's pure, it's wonderful, and everything. But your peers only know if they're at best the same as you. So nobody's growing beyond that because you need shiksha. And they say, well, we have the Holy Spirit. But the problem is you have the Holy Spirit, but you don't have confirmation in the scriptures like we do. Like I have the Holy Spirit. I had it with Jesus. And now I have more confirmation from the scriptures to show that I'm not just speculating or mixing things. We need usually help. I have, probably I did more of this in another life because it was more easy for me than I see for most people. So somehow or other, you just got to get this big brother, this shiksha, if you're ready to move on or deeper in this life. Christians, even our books say, probably in Nectar Devotion here, Prabhupada teaches, or actually this is from Rupa Goswami, when you do this devotional service in ecstasy, it may not be perfect, but you're ecstatic in worshiping God. Okay, now you're qualified to enter the kingdom. And so our books teach, when you're not really like completely pure, and you've got these other desires in the world and everything, you go to where Krishna, your Lord, is having his pastimes in the world. like in Vrindavan. And then there are people from the pure spirit world that are there or eternally. They come along with Krishna. They're very attracted to serve him while he's here, even in his pastimes. And then the people like us who might have some desires, but we still have that ecstasy, that attraction, we go there and get further purified. But the beautiful thing is, even now, people are making progress in that. It's just like we're in Vrindavan and being there. We're making tremendous progress in going deep, 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 deep. And then we say when we pass our body, we're going to be so deep into this and so purified. If you stick with it, or you come to this, so much of the you could say the work will be done, and then we finish up there or whatever, and then stay. It's kind of like we're born into this world. We learn about father and mother and about life and everything. We're learning about spirit life now. This is all new for all of us in this life, to meet God, that God is his name, and you can feel the spiritual happiness of being close to God. These things are not taught in school or even in religions, most of them. This is amazing. And we've got all this access here. Okay, you know what? I think I need to stop because that's enough. Hey, thanks, Ranga, for coming on. Keep coming around, man. Yeah. Just keep coming around to your last breath, man. I know I'm going to do that till my last breath. We don't know. Ranga might outlive me,
Naturally.
Yeah, you never know, He might. You never know about anything. So till our last breath, let us be in Sadhu Sangha and around devotees and take advantage, because we're this is all towards our eternal benefit. It's like putting spiritual money in a spiritual bank account. What we do here, you start to feel it. You start to more, experience. Wow, I just put a lot of wealth into my account today. What's great, you don't have to go work your ass off to get this kind of money to put into the bank account. A lot of people, they got to work their ass off, to do it. And by the way, here we go. I keep forgetting. Shouldn't be forgetting. If anybody, if it wants to leave a donation, you can do it at TransferWise or actually only TransferWise now. I don't do PayPal or anything. Yeah, so if anybody wants to, this is all free teaching and everything, but if you want to, I'm open. I have my things, keep me going here, pay rents and this and that, and I put in my bank account to the Bitcoin thing, and if it goes up to 200,000, everybody gets a little present. How's that? Not only a little one. We're all it's family, man. We're all gonna benefit. I have this feeling something like that's gonna happen. So, whatever you give and beyond my rent and food, I just put in there. And when it goes in a year or two, who knows? It may go up to 500,000. People say, then we'll all be doing good, huh? Because we're family, right? So anybody has extra cash or what, and they want to facilitate what's going on here, there you go. It's wise. It's very wise. Hare Krishna, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Ranga. Thank you, Lilita, for coming. And thank you, all you guys out there. Let's see who's out there. Thank you, Mary Sachi, and Eric. See, Eric's getting really stoked. See how it works, Eric? It's a purification. See, like Eric says, I'm feeling a lot happier now, and stable happiness. A content happiness. Yeah, you see, you get stable here, everything can benefit. So it's good. Okay, everybody, we'll see you later.